What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank, and this is going to be another episode of, you guessed it, Thought Experiment. Yes. Thought Experiment. For all of you guys that's new, my day ones know what this is. But for all of you guys that's new, I'm going to explain what this is. Every now and then, I'll do a thing called a thought experiment. Thought experiment is something you do to kind of like stretch the brain and everything, because remember, this is Afro Think Tank, so we think here, right? We think critically. We try to expand our minds. we still sharpen steel. So that's why I appreciate my subscribers, because most of my subscribers are intelligent, and we have intelligent conversations in the videos and about the videos with the various topics, and in the comment section. That's what we talk, right? So, and they're intelligent, and they give me insight and give me inspiration to do videos myself, based off some of the topics that they bring up, right? I have high quality, classy subscribers. All right. So a thought experiment is a way to just think about anything random. It don't have to always be about Pan-African. It don't have to be it's not like a Pan-African thing. It's just something we do to stretch our brains, to think of, to maybe ponder something thought-provoking, right? Or to cause a thought-provoking question, or to create, or answer something that's thought-provoking, or just to think in general about anything. Maybe something that you perceive to be interesting. Just the idea of thinking, being like a little detective going into your brain and really just thinking about it, right? And so I like to do thought experiments every now and then when I get a little idea, if I get inspired because of something. So I got inspired because of something. So this is going to be like a question, okay? So I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to set up the scenario. And then what I want you guys to do is, in the comment section, I want you guys to give me your answer. Give me your answer and explain why you would, answer the way you answered. Okay. So the question is, if you were playing a video game of life, all right? Some sort of video game of life, all right? And you had a character, and you had an opportunity to be in the video game all the way, full experience. All right, full immersion, feelings, everything, the time, everything, however the game goes, full 100% immersion of the game. Would you go all the way to expert mode and be the character and have the character believe it is who it is? Meaning you have to forget while in the game, playing the game, full immersion, you don't remember that you're actually playing the game. You get what I'm saying? So would you want full immersion, meaning you're in the game as the character and you're playing it, but you as the character basically have amnesia about anything before the game started, and you are literally the character until the completion of the game? Or would you want to play the game like you normally would, immersion, but still know that it's you playing the game? All right, that's one question. So yay or nay, and give me a reason why. And do you think, second question, do you think that a lot of people would go all in, go expert mode, and get in the game and get amnesia so they just play the game? Or do you think no one would do that and they would all just play the game while knowing that they're playing the game? Okay, now let me set it up. Y'all know, as humanity, right, how far we have actually gone when it comes to technology. All right, we've gone a very long way, in a very short amount of time with our technology. And let me put it in perspective for you. Despite all the great masonry work in buildings that we have created as human beings, most of that stuff is just, intelligence, that's just manual labor and gears and just straight is thinking, and leverage and basic scientists, right? It's still science, but just mastering of a certain level of science, right? But just in the last 100 years, we've grown leaps and bounds beyond anything that we've ever done as a human species. Right? Period. And just in the last 100 years, and we all know how much of that contribution have to do with us, African people. We know that, right? But everybody in the world has participated, right? Everybody. As human beings, we have, just in the last 100 years, we've been around for like 2 million years. But in the last 100 years, our technology leaps and bounds. We actually create black holes now. We can create a black hole. Okay? We can create a freaking black hole. We have colliders as they're doing that right now. We're studying black holes and trying to figure out if there are extra dimensions inside of that shit right now. Like, we're doing that. Right? So when people talk about this DNA thing, oh my God, it's fake. No, we're creating black holes, okay? DNA is a massive molecule compared to the particles that we're already looking at manipulating and creating. All right, we're so far advanced past any of that bullcrap people use to deny science, that is laughable. That's why I laugh at these people when they talk about DNA. It's like, what you mean, right? But anyway, so our video games and how we entertain ourselves has just in the last 100 years has vastly improved. The technology is insane, right? We went from what? Playing our music, live music, right? Well, no, 100 years. Radio, right? To like now we're in VR, virtual reality, 3D, third dimensional worlds, right? We have technology where we can haptically feel what's going on in the third dimensional world. That's what we're doing now. All right. We got devices where we can talk to each other no matter where we are on the planet, and we can see each other on a screen, and we can talk to millions of people. Anybody now has to the power. Listen, anybody now on the planet has a great chance to talk to millions of people. Everybody has a voice for the first time in human history. At least an opportunity to use that voice. Everybody. And to be seen. That's how far we've been, right? Now, our video games are getting more and more advanced. And it's only been 100 years. And understand the way it's been going is it's been compounding. The speed at which we are innovate, we progress. Progressive, that's what I am. The speed at which we progress, despite all the roadblocks that are placed in front of us, we still double the speed at which it takes us to get to the very next step. That's what we've been doing, right? Just like how you use money when you save money, you compounding your money, right? You compound it, right? And then you have a scale of how much you compound to maximize when you have a certain amount of interest and all that stuff, right? So, and that's how people get rich. That's how people 401ks work, and mutual funds and investing and all that. That's how it's all about, the compounding. How fast can you compound, and how much can you leverage your buy-in versus your sellout? That's what it's really all about. It's up and down game, right? But the advancement that we've gotten so far in this, getting back to the point, the advancement that we have gotten as human beings is insane, and it compounds, meaning we're getting faster and faster and faster. Now, we as modern humans, not modern, as the industrial, now in the age of information, which is insane, right? Look how quickly we're learning now. We've been illiterate. The 99.99% of all of our advancement, the 99.99% of us have been illiterate. Now, the majority of us are literate and are becoming even more literate, right? And not only literate, but they have access to more information than anybody ever in any part of our history ever. Everybody has access to information. And now when you incorporate AI, which we are creating still, it's us who we control, it's going to get even faster. things are moving quickly, right? So you gotta assume that video games are also gonna move quickly. I don't know if anybody ever seen that episode of Black Mirror with Anthony Mackie and that other dude. All right, very uncomfortable episode. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. All right, but it made a good point. It showed the advancement of video games, right? As you take a neuro-linked video game, you put it to your temple, boom, and you all of a sudden you just zone out somewhere mentally in some sort of artificially created space where you actually played a video game, right? And they were playing like a Street Fighter type game. One was a dude, one was a woman, and you can feel everything. It was almost the full experience, minus the fact that they knew that they were playing the game, right? And they got into a weird relationship inside the game. That's as far as I'm going, right? But let's just say the technology itself, which we fantasize about it on TV, usually is an indicator that it's being created, right? When Star Trek first came out, that tricorder could do everything. Now cell phones could do more than what the tricorder could do back then. We looking at in Star Trek, they had they was teleporting. Well, we just, I don't know, maybe some of you didn't know that, but we just successfully teleported gas from point A to point B. We can do it. It's actually a possible thing. It's not fantasy anymore. It's just a matter of how to scale it up, figure out if it's even safe to do it at all. But it's a possibility. We've done it. That's how far we've gotten, despite the dumb stuff that we see on TV that we concentrate on. Human beings are doing things, right? So you can imagine. Oh yeah, also Elon Musk, that whole Neuralink thing. Well, guess what? He's created it. It's the Neuralink, right? There are companies creating things and advancing to the point of where one day we'll be able to plug into a video game, right, and get a full immersive experience. We already got video games now. You get the whole haptic suit. You can feel everything. They already have systems to where you can feel in the air and actually feel the person on the other side. Technology is there. It's like magic. This is the stuff I pay attention to, while everybody's watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff like that, and basketball and all that stuff. This is what I be learning, right? I find this stuff and I learn it, right? So this technology is on its way, and you figure if we did this in 100 years, right, as humanity at 1,000 years, because remember, 1,000 years can go by like that, right? So 1,000 years, so 100, compound that our advancement in technology, doubling its speed, per the same amount of time period, multiply that by 1,000 years. How far will we be? So I'm pretty sure by the time we get to that point, there'll be an option on your Xbox 5000 or your PlayStation 1 trillion where you can have the full immersive experience. And for the duration of the game, you can be the character. And you can not know. You can have temporary amnesia, and you can play the character in full immersion. Right? 100% full immersion. Or you can play, regular mode where you still know you're the character. But you gotta finish the game. You're in the game. Because it's full immersion. Which one would you choose? And do you think a lot of people would choose the advanced mode full immersion? That's the topic for this, this thinking exercise that we're doing here. That's the topic. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. I would like your answers and try to elaborate on your answer if possible. Okay, so that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed this thought project. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach them. I'm out.